Hey everybody, appreciate you coming along and checking out another one of my videos. This was from about a month ago. I've been kind of slow getting this one out. I thought I might have a little more editing to do to get the story told, but I think I just need to get it out there. It was a early morning flight. I was visiting family in Oklahoma, and like any paramotor addict, I took my paramotor with me and tried to find a couple mornings where could get in a flight. I'd gotten in a similar flight the previous morning, but on this particular day, I got out, enjoyed some of the nice fresh air in the morning, light winds, a little bit of low cruising around, and it was pretty foggy. It didn't, you filmed the launch, but there was so much dew on the camera lens, it wasn't even worth recording. Although you'll get a glimpse of it here and ahead as I talk about some of the troubles and issues and learnings I've got. But again, it just started out as a nice cruise around some of the fields around my where I grew up in central Oklahoma. So my morning started getting interesting as I was getting late in the flight, checking the fuel, look in the mirror, and I spot a strap from the harness flapping in the breeze back towards the prop. It wasn't in the prop, not at real serious risk, but this was a new motor, new harness, basically a new kit for me, not a new wing. And I thought, well, let's land, let's get that sorted out, scoping out the fields. I had lots of options for landing, tried to pick one that would make relaunching pretty easy. And so I picked this one up ahead to clear a little fence, but got down on the ground, and the plan was to, tuck the strap away, get back in the air, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Although things didn't quite go to plan, as you'll see here in a second. So it was a good landing, didn't have any issues there. Brought the wing down. It's pretty heavy dew still on the grass, as you saw the light fog and stuff. So the wing got a little bit wet, but that wasn't a big deal. So I, investigated the straps, kind of saw what was going on. One of them came out of a little retaining bit. Checked the other side, get it tucked away. If you look at a glimpse there, you might see some daylight. My reserve pouches actually dangling there, and I did not notice it. Talk more about that in a minute. That's a secondary problem that I've had and since been dealt with. But to lay the wing back out, realize how wet it
Ooh, it's
was,
gonna
and
be
this was
hard.
going to be a little more challenging launch to get that wing up. And so at this point, I'm thinking, this is going to be a tough run, a tough pull to get the wing up. I went ahead and started it, put a little air over the top of the wing before I took off, and then let it idle down. Here's my big mistake. I tried too much of a power forward with the risers and the line still too low. I don't know if you caught it in the sound there, but I went ahead and got airborne. I didn't actually realize what happened. I probably felt a little bit of a jerk, but as far as I knew, everything was good. Um, Except go ahead and get up in flight, checking things out, reach down to kind of help myself get in the seat. As I'm doing that, I check the reserve pouch and see it dangling, just barely hanging on. I thought, oh, crap, I need to fix that. I still had no idea about the prop having hit the netting and taken the tips of the prop off, which you'll see here in a moment. Basically, I'm holding on to my reserve pouch there, kind of worried about it getting loose, and decided, hey, I need to do a little bit of a right turn, but didn't want to use my right hand since it was holding the reserve pouch and kind of keeping it tight. But eventually went ahead, went on around, and found a landing spot. I was going down. I was thinking, man, I should have picked this road. There's no power lines across this strip of road right here. Should have picked that for my initial landing. Would have been able to keep the wing dry. But point, I'm thinking I'm just solving the reserve pouch dangling issue. Uh, kind of let the wing lines get over me. Wasn't the greatest management of the wing as I came down, but I was worried about that reserve pouch more than anything else. Clearing the lines off the prop, that's when I noticed what had happened to the prop. Basically the tips of both ends were gone, and if you look there real carefully, the netting had been cut. The prop had gone through the netting on my right hand side, on both ends of the prop, just sheared off. Laid the wing out, knew my flying for the day, and probably for my trip to Oklahoma. The remainder of it was over. Kind of bummed out about that, but had a little bit of traffic on the road. Had to get out of the way of this car. Kind of surprised they didn't stop and talk to me, but I guess they were late for work or didn't want to mess with that weirdo on the road with the wing and all the gear on. Time to pull out the phone and text and call the wife, get her to come and rescue me from the side of the road, which eventually she did. Appreciate that. Love you, honey. Did get a visitor from a passerby on his way to work that had a little chat with.
I'll be a little bit late. I say, hey, this is why I'm a little bit late for work. Yeah, no, I had a strap flopping in the wind. I didn't want it to get into the prop, so I landed in the grass. And then I guess when I took off, I guess I used too much power and flexed the frame.
What kind of camera you use? That looks a little bigger than a GoPro.
Okay, so post-flight analysis of a intermediate-itis mistakes guy with a new paramotor. So it all started on a cold, it all started with, it was my other side, it was my left side. I looked in the mirror and I spotted this strap right here had come out of, let me set this down. This strap had come out of this kind of holder, and he was pointed back towards the prop, and I could see it wasn't in it. But I thought to myself, well, I got nice big fields here, easy takeoff. Although, anyway, I landed, and I didn't want to get that in the prop. Landed to get that, put it through there, all's good. Of course, it's a heavy dew this morning, really wet. So the wing was pretty wet. And so I said, well, okay, laid it out. I knew I could take off, at least I thought I did, but I thought I might need a little extra fanning, a little extra power from the prop to help me get going. That was a mistake. I should have run hard. So I guess I assume I a little too much power before the wing was up, and looks like the prop got into this guy, and I took the tips off of both ends of my fancy schmancy new carbon fiber prop. So can't win for losing. My mistake. Shouldn't have, that's Roger, my flying buddy who has a mini plane frame, told me it flexes more. You can't do, and I heard other people talking about it, you can't do those power on takeoffs like I could do with my big sturdy frame that I had on cage that I had on my Minari. I didn't biff it or anything. It wasn't like falling and the flexible frame got me. It was just a poor choice. It's one of those things, I won't do that again. I was gonna get a wood prop anyway, because I figured I would damage my prop flying low and hitting a twig or something. Didn't figure on pulling the frame into it, but yeah.